Are you a business owner that could use just one more customer? Those empty tables, vacant appointments, idle employees, and expired merchandise are missed opportunities. What if there were a community that connects you to high-value and motivated customers, giving you a competitive edge in the marketplace and increasing your revenue? Introducing Partners One. You keep doing what you do best, taking care of your customers, and we'll do what we do best, sending you new customers to take care of. Call us today to find out how Partners One can work for your business.
Welcome to the Rocket Right Show, starring Hurricane Betsy Barnes and Dr. K. Solar. Two busy blondes with their fingers on the pulse of all things Louisiana. Events, health, leisure, entertainment, and more. It's the Rocket Right Show. And now, here's Betsy and Kay.
And welcome. It is Halloween time, fall festival time. One of Kay's favorite times of the year. If you could see her house and how much she decorates for Halloween, it's really kind of festive.
Well, I'm slacking
festive
this year, I'm thinking, and I forgot my hat for tonight. So what in the world is wrong with me? But I did bring cake.
Well, as long as you bring cake, we'll let you in.
That's
right?
what I figured.
Well, we're really excited that you could spend a little bit of time with us. We are going to be talking about CyberSecurity Month, and it's no trick or treat when you find out that your personal information, reputation, and professional reputation and other parts of your life have been hacked or fished into. And so we're going to talk in just a moment with Haggai Davis. He has Tech Gumbo, and you hear him weekly on Talk 107.3 FM and also podcast. And so we ask him because he is a cybersecurity expert as well as a very well-known businessman in and around the Baton Rouge area. And he's got some great tips for you. And then we're also going to be talking with
Dr.
one of our favorite.
Compton. Yes, with Mary Bird Perkins. We're going to hear about some new technology for treatment that they're going to be bringing to Mary Bird. They're always on the cutting edge of everything, and we're going to hear about it tonight from the doc. And then a little bit of music from our good buddy Chase Tyler to end the show. So I think that's very festive.
So what what would Halloween be without a little music? And so Chase has got a lot of shows. A lot of the musicians are really fully cranked up. And so we're looking forward to hearing where he's going to be so we can all go have a good time. But Haggai Davis, thank you so much for being with us, because I think you've got some information we really need. And people hear you, but they might not see you.
I have a great face for radio. I've been told that many, many times.
We're glad you could bring your face.
Well, great. Glad to be here.
Now people will know the face
know.
of the man. And that way, when you're like walking around in the stores, they'll start asking you questions.
Okay,
Yeah,
good,
because they can
good.
put it together.
Okay.
So there's so many things happening with cybersecurity and also with just the infiltration, the plethora of text messages and emails that we get from people we don't know, don't care to know. I get constant phone calls, these robocalls and these text messages. How are these people getting our information?
Well, so if you've ever applied for a credit card, if you've ever applied for a loan, if you've ever bought a cell phone, if you've ever done anything, all of your information is out there.
Yeah.
So the delusion of privacy ended with the beginning of Google. So you can just, kind of rest assured all of your information is out on the dark web.
And people are selling it.
And they are selling it, and they are trading off of
selling.
it. Yes, and so once you have that part understood, it's then you've got to start protecting yourself.
Right.
And do things that are smart, like, having good passwords. Don't use password, with different combinations.
Don't use your kids' names.
Don't use your kids' names. Don't use your birthdays. Try to use different characters. So, like, if LSU was going to be your password, do an L with a $sign and a U, and then capital T1 G3 R $sign. That's a very complex, but it looks just like LSU Tigers.
Oh.
Or if you're going to spell out the word baseball, then have it something along. If you're going to do simple things like a 3-word combination of green horse truck with an exclamation mark at the end. That's a very, very complex password, and it's going to be very, very hard to break through. Do not use, your name and your address or anything like that that's very common to find, because that's going to make it that much easier for the bad guys.
But it's hard to remember all the different passwords to all the different accounts. You know, if you have credit card, automatic bill pay, banking, and all of that.
So use a password manager. There's things like LastPass or Dashlane, where you have one password to remember, and then they will create passwords for you that are 25 characters long and impossible to
I have
create.
never heard of these. I'm not kidding.
No, it's okay.
I've never heard of these.
And that's and the LastPass is one of the better ones. It's maybe $4 a month for their service, and they will have the same passwords whether you're using your smartphone, a computer, and a Mac, any one of the computers that you're using. When you go to the different websites, you're just, the LastPass will pop up and say, I'll put that password in for you, and you don't have to worry about remembering all of these complex passwords, or, well, which password did I use for this, or you don't have to have it written down or in a spreadsheet somewhere, or like a lot of people flip their keyboard over and their passwords are written underneath the keyboards. The cleaning crews at the office love that. They get
I didn't even know that people would do that. What about saving it to your computer? To when you save it, and it pops up if you put your own security thing in
if
there.
you're going to use the browsers, and the password managers inside of browsers are good as long as it's a very, very complex password.
Got it.
More than 12 characters with letters, numbers, and special characters. As long as it's 12 characters or more, you're at least giving yourself a chance.
And what about, like in a lot of businesses, I remember when I was practicing, we had to change our password like every 3 months or something. Is there a reason to do that with your own personal stuff?
So as long as your passwords are complex enough and diverse so that it's not the same password, then there's not a real big need to change your password. Microsoft has actually stated they want to get rid of passwords by the year 2025.
Then what would you do to protect your information?
Biometrics, thumbprint, facial scan, or using multi-factor authentication, where you have to have an app on your phone that gives you a 6-digit code to put in. And so it gets away from, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 password kind of thing. That's something that's very, very easily guessable, because once you have a password, and if I find your password, now I've got you. If I hack into another website, if I've hacked into your bank or your healthcare or wherever that has, and I get that one password, now I'm probably going to guess the rest of them. Or if I have your password to your Facebook account and I get into that, now maybe if your password was this, maybe let me try it over here. Now you've used the same password on your Amazon account as you did your Facebook account. Look at this. I'm going to town. Watch me order. And eBay. Okay, you got an account at eBay. Yep, there you go. Same password. And now I've just got you, and I'm ordering everything I can as fast as I can.
So I had a Wayfair account that I opened, and I all of a sudden get a bill. I charged nothing. It was just a low $1,000 balance. I was looking around. I didn't buy anything. And then suddenly I get a bill for $1,000. It's like $987. And so I called the company, and they're not even the ones that administer that account. It's another company that people can order from. Somebody in Algiers ordered a faucet that came out to like $900. I said, well, that's for sure not me, because I'm never going to spend that kind of money on a faucet. And it was just like a kitchen faucet. So I got it reversed and everything, but I had to make multiple phone calls. I had to send multiple emails, but that same address of that individual that they track had also bought from multiple people.
And they
it was all
never
home
get them, it
improvement.
seems.
No, but they can't.
And I don't know how, because I just opened the account. I don't even know, did I set up a password or whatever? It was just somehow they got into my account.
So there's all kinds of systems that they're breached, and once they get breached, then those information just kind of flows. About a year and a half ago, their company called Solarwinds, they create a software program that helps IT companies manage computer networks, big computer networks, government agencies. Well, the Russians hacked into that system.
And what's the name of this company?
Solarwinds is the name of the company, but the Russian hacking agency that is
nameless, probably
government sponsored, and Microsoft, when they and FireEye, which is a cybersecurity company, they figured there was at least 1,000 people working towards this hack.
Wow.
And so that's when you get to government sponsored level stuff. They got inside the government, the U.S. government, inside the Treasury, inside all kinds of different departments, and they're looking at everything. And they had all the kind of access that they wanted. So once you have that kind of level of access to things, you can do all kind of other things.
That's crazy. And do you feel like things have picked up during this shutdown? It just seems like I get more random texts, random calls, things, saying, hey, you're this account, click on here to update such and such. And I know I don't need to be doing that, but has that picked up because a lot of people had more free time that were doing that kind of stuff?
In the last 6 weeks, the robo-texting saying, hey, the storm damage, Hurricane Ida, we're giving you free, digital access. Click on this link to get your access. That's phishing. That's bad guys, because AT&T is never going to send that to you. AT&T is or Verizon is just going to give you that free data. They're not going to say you've got to click on this to get to that free data. And we did a story last week that aired on Tech Gumbo talking about the FCC is trying to stop the robo-texting. But as soon as they set down a bunch of rules, the bad guys just take a one step right or one step left and go right around the rules. And it's the same thing with the robocalling.
Yes.
Here's the rules. You cannot do this. And they take a step right and take a step left. And now they're just went right on around the rules.
Where's our 1,000 guys that are hacking into stuff to protect us? Where's our 1,000 smart people?
We're reactionary.
Unfortunately, we need to be a little more proactive.
And the problem is we don't know what the bad guys are trying to do until we see what the bad guys have done, and now we have to go back and patch or fix what the bad guys did to us.
Well, like the Colonial Pipeline breach, and then the ransom was through Bitcoin or
they were wanting payment in Bitcoin.
Yes, and they got it.
So crazy, so crazy. Well, I know that I've got a lot more questions, so you going to hang with us for another segment?
We're hanging with Haggai with Tech Gumbo. We'll be right back on Rocket Right with Betsy Barnes and Dr. K. Solar.
There's a joy of life you'll find only in Louisiana. A spirit of celebration that takes your senses places they've never been before. Where expressions of joy are an art form and our way of life. Where an abundance of good food, good times, and great music means there's more than enough to go around. Come one, come y'all. Come feed your soul in Louisiana. I'm John Goodman, inviting you to visit LouisianaTravel.com and plan your getaway today.
Red Stick Music, Baton Rouge's live music calendar since 2014, with a full calendar available on the website 24/7. Clickable links to artists and venues. View the entire weekend lineup at a glance and plan your outings with your friends. View professional recordings of local live musicians. Watch interviews with people in our music community and find additional resources. Red Stick Music, Baton Rouge's live music calendar.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser of the great state of Louisiana. Hurricane Ida has brought great devastation to our community. In time of need, Louisianans always step up and help their neighbor. This time is no different. We'll help our neighbors and friends get back as we always do. If you need help or know of someone that needs help or would like to volunteer or make a donation, go to volunteerlouisiana.gov. We are Louisiana Strong. Thank you.
Since the early 1800s, the Selassie family has played a significant role in the retail industry in Louisiana. Stuart Selassie has achieved the Certified Diamond Graduate designation from the prestigious Gemological Institute of America. What that means to you, whether it's appraisals, design, build, repair, or diamond sales, you have an expert you can count on. At Selassie's, you make all the right choices. Selassie Jewelry and Fine Gifts in the heart of the Denham Springs Antique District. Find them on Facebook.
Visit one of our 21 state parks all over Louisiana.
Let's go to the state park. There are 21 of them, you know. And state parks have biking and hiking, tubing, and we can even ride horses. Or we can go exploring and even swim by a beach. They have cabins, really nice ones, with long fishing piers.
Don't forget to tell them about the discounts.
Oh yeah, book 3 nights and we get the 4th night free.
Great job.
Thanks.
Louisiana State Parks, we're ready for your adventure.
Are you a business owner that could use just one more customer? Those empty tables, vacant appointments, idle employees, and expired merchandise are missed opportunities. What if there were a community that connects you to high-value and motivated customers, giving you a competitive edge in the marketplace and increasing your revenue? Introducing Partners One. You keep doing what you do best, taking care of your customers, and we'll do what we do best, sending you new customers to take care of. Call us today to find out how Partners One can work for your business.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ron McMorris of Elite Chiropractic in Livingston Parish, conveniently located off the I-12 corridor in Walker and Albany. If you suffer from sciatica, migraines, or other pain conditions, give us a call to see if we have a technique that best fits you. We have multiple techniques, including chiropractic adjustments, massage therapy, dry needling, rehab, and much more. Again, I'm Dr. Ron McMorris with Elite Chiropractic in Livingston Parish, Walker, and Albany.
Welcome back to the Rocket Right Show. I'm Dr. Kay Solar in the house with bubbly Betsy Barnes. She's still bubbly. She not no hurricane.
That's right.
Here.
I'm letting the hurricane thing go till 2022.
That's
and then
right.
I'm going to renegotiate.
We call you witchy Betsy Barnes today.
Well, I'm sort of like that.
And we're continuing our conversation with Haggai Davis, host of Tech Gumbo. And we just have so many questions because, and I know a lot of folks listening probably have experienced all these things too, but the number of, we were talking to you between segments, the number of texts that you get telling you that it's your bank and you need to click this link and update your information. And it's kind of creepy that it might actually be your bank that you use and not some other random bank you've never heard of, which would definitely key you in. So that's kind of creepy. But a lot of those things, just your phone service, these things, I seem to have gotten a lot more of that during this COVID time, I feel like. But what happens if you don't know that you shouldn't press on that, or if you just accidentally hit it, because you're multitasking? What do they suck out of your phone, and how do they do that?
Well, they're getting information, and they're getting access to the information in your phone. But you know this, no bank, no credit card company, nobody that you do business with is going to send you a text or an email that says, click here, because that's an automatic no-no. They're
Right.
not going to do that. So if
Right.
you ever get anything that says, please click here, now that's a red flag warning, delete it. So, but if you did happen to click on it accidentally, now they're inside your phone. And so
Right.
when you go back to your bank through your phone, or you go to your credit card looking, they've got your information. And so you've got to get, download some antivirus or some malware software that's going to
your
help,
phone?
Yes, and clean that out.
Oh, we probably
Wow.
need to do that.
Isn't that crazy? Now, sometimes
Or if you're with
I
AT&T or
notice,
Verizon, go back to their stores, or T-Mobile. They will work with you and help clear your phone, kind of thing.
and I don't know if it's on phones or if it's like on Messenger or Facebook, but sometimes there is not that delete thing. They only have an archive thing, and then you have to push it to actually get to the delete button.
Swipe left.
Swipe left.
That'll delete it.
Are they trying to be like fancy and have it come
that's
up
just
that
that's
way?
just part of how text messaging, the carriers on the phones have text messaging work. That
Okay, because some of them do have just that delete button, and some
so
seems like you have to go through a couple of steps.
you have to be
get
careful
it.
with them, though.
Yeah, because you could accidentally boo-boo the wrong thing. I think that's what they're hoping for.
That is very much what they're counting on.
Yeah.
So really your personal and your business information, because your work email and your personal email and your banking stuff is all on your phone. So we're just walking around targets. We're just targets.
Your everything is just out there in the open. It's how well you protect your information. The information is already out, but as long as you're keeping up-to-date passwords, and using, like we talked about last segment, some type of a password manager, using very complex passwords, then that takes care of it for you.
Boy, we got a little homework to do, don't we, Kay?
I'm going to tell you. Well, and you've never been doing so much on your phone and tablets and
still
through
just like
your
an
email.
old-fashioned phone call to speak to a person and get their name about what they're doing with that.
I
but you
used to
can't
be
do
that
it all.
person. I just like to drive through the bank. I also never used the automated teller thing. I've never done that. But you do. A lot of people want you to pay online and through Venmo and different things.
It's
And so your
and
stuff's
these
there.
large corporations do not want to talk to you. So if you try to
That's
call and
true.
get tech support,
They don't.
or if you want to call their customer service, please go to our website.
100%.
Have you seen all the FAQs? Can we chat with you? Because they don't want to staff call centers.
That's true.
hate
100%.
the constant prompts to go through. Like literally, by the time 5 minutes has gone by and I push the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the account number and all that, I'm just like so frustrated. Just get a person on the phone.
Right.
I really do. I prefer to do. I still prefer to do
I think
business
that's
with
going to be
people.
more because
Yes.
fewer people are working. They're having hard times hiring people. So
But
it's
there's
going to
more.
be
There's more room for
stuff.
error, I think.
And a lot of the people are actually even working from home. Instead of going to a call center, they're now using voice over IP, and they're pushing everything to people's homes, so they're able to answer calls for you when you can actually get someone to answer the phone. They're sitting at their house on a computer screen looking at your information instead of sitting in a call center.
Well, you mentioned to us off air that you had a list of no-nos with emails, which Betsy was saying, I think a lot of times older people, if they use tech, may be more vulnerable, maybe younger people, but I think everybody's kind of vulnerable and needs to
when it comes to
look at the list of
using email,
no-nos.
it really is not about age anymore. It used to be that, my mother clicked on any picture of the Blue Danube and all those. Yes, but the first rule is any email you get, treat it like it has the plague. How much do you really want that email? When you're opening it, if it's got malware in it, if it's got ransomware in it, if it's got a plague, how much do you really want that email? Then never open attachments. If you get an attachment, even if you send an attachment to you and you created it, how do I know there's not a virus on your computer? You may have created a spreadsheet with a virus, and now Betsy, you just sent it to her, and your computer infected her,
Really?
and you didn't even know it.
I would not even
disinfected
know
now.
it because
I feel like
I
I've
would
got-
literally think, well, Betsy sent me something, and she sends me attachments all the time about the show.
Betsy would never send an email with a virus in it, except Betsy didn't know her computer was already infected. So when that attachment came and she opened it, now you both have the same virus.
Oh, wow.
I feel like
That's
we
creepy,
need to go
creepy,
get,
creepy.
a full checkup on our computers and our phones. I feel like we need to be disinfected. I feel like it's a disease that's trying to get
For
us.
those of us in the IT world, you're called job security. Another rule is never forward an email. If you look up there and it sees FW:, FW:, just delete that email. The more times you see FW:, FW, the more times it's been forwarded, the exponentially amount of times more likely there is to be malware or something bad inside that email. So please just delete it. If it doesn't look right, if you see the grammar's wrong, if you see
And
just
I've had that
everything,
for sure.
please
we
just
get that in- I get that in
delete
Messenger.
it.
If you can't make a normal little thing, you can see.
Even
there's
if it's got a
something up and wrong
logo
with
that you recognize, but the grammar's wrong and the punctuation's not right and capitalization's all in the wrong, just delete it. That's a bad email. Your bank, we said a little while ago, your bank is never going to send you an email. Your credit cards, they're never going to text you and say, click here. We need you to do it. That's never going to work right. But they don't do that. Unless you've gone into the bank's website and says, reset my password, then they send you an email. Okay, now you can click on that. You requested them to send that email to you. Other than that, if no bank, no commerce company, no credit card, anybody's ever going to send you something that says you've got to click here right now, because that just doesn't happen. And then it comes down to, if you have to type, I don't know if this is true, but it's not, just delete it. That's, those are the basic rules of email that I created a long time ago, and if you can just follow those, you got a much healthier chance of not having your computer just loaded down with malware.
Yeah.
So do you have a business that can help people with this?
The company I work for General Informatics, and we
Yes.
work on business. We're a business IT company.
Yes.
There are companies out there that will help individuals, and or you can listen to Tech Gumbo and get all the tips in the
Yes.
world that you want, because we do talk about a lot of these different things on our show.
And so people could hear you at 4 o'clock on Saturday or Sunday, Talk 107.3 FM.
Yes.
Or they could go to A Cup of Tech Gumbo.
The Cup of Tech Gumbo is, I'm on Friday mornings with Brian Haldane. The show itself is it's Tech Gumbo, the podcast. Anywhere where you get a podcast on, there's 12 or 13 different platforms where you can download.
Right.
The show is me and my oldest son, and
Also Haggai Davis.
He's Haggai the third. I'm Haggai the second. It's a pair of Haggais talking about technology. He's a whole lot smarter than I am. I promise you. This kid's working on a PhD in. I mean, I have a college diploma. We'll leave it at that. and so
You've inspired your son. I
But
think
it's a conversational show where we don't get into geek speak. We don't do acronyms. If you've understood these two segments that we've talked about, then you can understand everything we do on Tech Gumbo. And it's about the past, present, and future of all things technology. We've talked about how the FBI used the All-Writs Act of 1871 to get into iPhones. A law from 1871 to crack into an iPhone? I mean, they didn't have electricity back then.
Right.
And and then we talk a lot about Section 230, which gives the Facebooks and social media platforms clearance so that they don't get in trouble when people post things. And we go all over the board with as many different things as we can talk about.
And another thing that people might not know about you, if they are outside of the Baton Rouge area, is you're the immediate past president of the Baton Rouge Rotary, which is the 5th largest Rotary in the country.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're going to be hosting in 2023 the other large North American continent large Rotary. So we are looking forward to meeting your fellow Rotarians.
That's right. This is going to be very exciting.
Yes. So thank you so much for being with us, Haggai Davis. You've given us way more than a cup. You've given us a big cauldron full of Tech Gumbo, and we appreciate that so
You
much.
bet.
Yes.
Thank you for being with us. And we're going to be talking next with Dr. Kaz Cubden, and we're going to be talking about some of the cool things that Mary Bird Perkins is doing. And we'll be right back on Rock It Right with Hurricane Bubbly Betsy and Solar.